Team, what's happening? This video is going to be a little bit different than our previous ones. We are just going to go through some mountain biking in Fruita. So if you're here to learn about some of the trails, how that would work to bike in Fruita, you're in the right spot. If you just love watching and supporting, then smash that subscribe button and enjoy the show. Now, as I said, Fruita is a small mountain biking town. It would just be a pass-through town, but mountain biking has kind of brought this town back to life. So to get back to the camping, which is probably the best place to be if you're gonna bike there, was a little bit of a trek for us in our 170 Sprinter because we were traveling with everything in our van. So it was a primitive dirt road, took about 15-20 minutes to get back there, 5 miles or so where you're going 20 miles an hour. If you're a regular car, that should not be an issue. We camped at the upper lot, which I believe was 20 or 25 a night. Pretty primitive camping, just providing some pit toilets for you. I believe you bring in and out all your trash. There is a lower level loop, which is just a parking lot if you wanted to camp or day use there. That is a little bit cheaper. Advantage of being at the lower loop is you always start biking up and then you come down the trails and finish. For us at the top loop, it was cool because we kind of started right at the top of the trails, bike down, but then the finish we have to bike up. Overall, the trail section at Fruita is all gonna start kind of around that upper loop. And there's a few main trails that I went on. When we first got there, I jumped on a trail directly off the upper loop campsite called Kessel's. Little did I know this was the easiest trail, so it was a great place to start. First ride in Fruita, going on Kessel Run. Just got here, just right off the campsite, so easiest one I could find. See how it goes. Wowza! The GoPro never does it justice. We had our friends with us and they had their 9-year-old hit this trail. She had a blast. It would be for the beginner mountain biker. If you were a little bit more skilled, it would just be fun to roll down, pretty easy to roll with. If you cross over on the other side when you're camping on the upper loop, you can hit PBR, pumps, bumps, and rollers. This one is a little bit more intense than Kessel's. I'll roll some footage of it while I'm chatting. Slightly longer and then leads you down a little bit further for that hike back up the road. But overall, another great trail that is beginner friendly. I hit this next loop 3 times. My first day, my second day, and my third day. It's probably my favorite one as kind of a beginner moderate rider. So for, again, the advanced rider, this wouldn't be anything to write home about, but you get some ridges, you have some options to do some drops or a couple jumps if you want to, but you can easily go around them or walk the couple sections that are pretty difficult. I'll roll some footage from this one. It is Joe's Ridge into Mojo. There's not too much of a climb. It's a really great start. Joe's Ridge has some exposure, as you can see, but then when you get down into Mojo, you really pump through that and it's very flowy. You end down at the bottom. Awesome ride, can't recommend it enough. Now, there are a couple other trails in Fruita. I'm specifically talking about the couple that are up at the top from the upper camping loop, and the golden one, the one that everybody talks about, is Zippity Doodah. Now, I'll roll the footage from Zippity Doodah, talk a little bit about it, and then let's let the music finish it out. I rode this with two other guys that are a little bit more skilled with me. You see a couple parts where I have to hop off or get off the bike, but overall, this trail really challenged me and was something that I would have loved to do again, but we hit it kind of towards the end of our trip. So you do get some exposure. It is a harder trail with a couple climbs, so you do need to have some experience to go on here, but it is super fun. There are some big downhills, there are some jumps if you want those options, and you will have a great experience on this trail, probably for most riders, unless you're in the elite category. I'll just let the music roll from here as I go through the rest of the trail.
Good work.
run through Zippity Doodah. It was an absolute blast to go on that trail. All right, as I said, not a ton else to do in Fruita. Luckily, we were there with a group of people, which made it a lot more fun. Highly recommend getting a group to go out there if you go camping. For the kids, we went into the dinosaur museum in town. It was a fun activity for something to do in the middle of the day while it was pretty hot out there on the trails. Nothing too much to write home about. And then we walked around town, went in the bike shop. Overall, had a great experience in Fruita. If you have any questions about Fruita, camping, headed up to that top loop to hit those popular trails, drop a comment below. We'd love to help out. Thanks for watching. And then maybe subscribe, like we'd appreciate it, but you don't have to. It's easy though, you just hit the button. Consider it. I always like to end the videos with please consider subscribing. It's not hard, it doesn't cost you anything. Thanks for watching.